My dear young friends, Sai Ram to you all. Today we are going to have the third part of the unit Fuel of the Future. And in the two classes, you already understood or you already came to know what are the sources of energy, clean energy and all that. Today we are going to have just a bit of grammar, that is active and passive voice. So, it is not to be, you have been learning this active and passive voice because it is the most important topic in grammar. For example, if you have already started learning active and passive voice from your 5th or 8th standard, nowadays from the 1st standard itself, and it will go up to all the examinations, IAS, KAS, bank examination, officers examination, LIC examination. For all those examinations in general English, this topic is there. At least 3 or 4 examples are asked. So, it is better to know the mechanism of using it or changing from active to passive voice. Here the active voice, I have used that short term AV. In AV, stress is on the subject or doer or actor. If for example, I am teaching you grammar, here I, that is the actor, and the doer is given more importance. And if I say whether it is I or not, the grammar is being taught. Like that, in active voice, the stress is on the subject. Sometimes, subject is very important, sometimes object is very important, and it all depends upon the importance and the proper use of the voices, active or passive voice, according to the circumstances. And in passive voice, stress is on the object or that which has been done or action. As I have told you, I eat the fruit. Fruit is eaten by me, like that. So, what is important? Fruit is being eaten. In the first sentence, I, subject is stressed, and here or thing that is being known or shown or talked about, because that is already known. For example, the college is closed tomorrow. Passive voice. Who closes? It is principal. That is obvious. You need not say the college is closed tomorrow by the principal, no, or by the authority. You need not have that because that is redundant, that is not needed there. Now, let us see some examples. Another thing before this I want to tell you, if you for example, you have gone for a walk in the morning and you find you have gone to that municipality garden and there is a well, and if you peep, when you peep into the well, you find a dead body. And if you say, I found a dead body in the municipality well, here active was then police will come to you asking you various questions. Why had you gone there? How many of you were there? Whether the dead body had clothes or not. So many lamba chauda the explanations will be you have to face. But if you say the dead body was found or is found near the municipality well, then the police will go after the dead body, is it not? Here in the dangerous circumstances. For example, let us take your own example, classroom. Here the monitor is a very lean boy and there is one stout boy. He is mischievous and he has broken some benches. And the monitor, a lean boy, is very smart. He says, benches are broken, sir. when he meets the principal, he should say, and if he says that boy broke the benches means, then it is very dangerous. You will be looked after by that fat boy. So, there you have to be very intelligent. So, you have to use that passive voice judiciously and meaningfully. Now, let us go to this. Study the following sentences. Premamratam Hall was built a few years ago. 3 parts. So, here is it the was built to be form plus PP, it is a passive voice form, and sir there is no bio, and it is understood. Who constructs? Engineers, Goundies, that is obvious. Is there any necessity of using that? No. And come to the second, the dates of opening of schools and colleges have been announced. There is no need of by. It is obvious, the government order by the authorities. So, there you do not have any subject at all, only the stress is on the action or the object. The above sentences focus on the action rather than who or what performs the action. So, action is very important, who is not important. We also notice here that the subject in the above sentences in the active form are understood. They are understood. For example, Premamratam Hall is the subject of sentence 1 and dates is the subject of the sentence 2. Here, so that is that has been made, the object has been brought in the place of subject. So, this is important here. Then, for instance, usually journalists use that passive voice in their articles or in their news schedules, because it is always safe. That is why, so when if you want to become the journalist, you must be perfect with passive voice. Okay, for that you have to do that. And example, I am directed to inform you. It is official correspondence. I am directed to inform you that length. The second one, you are informed to obey the orders. You are informed to, are informed that by the principal. You do not need that subject at all. So, here in the official correspondence and in the journalistic writings, mostly they stress on passive voice. Sometimes a sentence in the passive form is more polite in tone. See another advantage of using passive voice. Can the books be removed from the table? How nice! How nice it is. Can the books be removed? Instead of, can I remove the books from the table? How bad, how rough. So, can the books be removed from the table? By is not important. And the passive voice expresses an action performed upon the subject. For example, the students were treated to dark chocolates. Were treated by? No need. Students were given chocolate, that's all. हमको किससे मतलब है? For that object. So, the students were treated to dark chocolates. The passive form is generally used science, factual and journalistic writing where the process or procedure is described. Process and procedure are more important than who performs. So, please remember, if when you are going to write this scientific science, this should be put, that should be added, like that in the science experiments, you are going to use only passive forms. Okay, this is very important. And the next one, another example is there. So, comet linear will be visible in the northern hemisphere this month, and since it is referred to be forms and PP of the verb. In the since it is referred to as the morning comet, it is usually seen. Sometimes this kind of adverb will be there, but is seen, is usually seen around 5:30 a.m. in the eastern sky. So, this is example 1. And example number 2, milk is first collected from nearby towns and villages. This is a usual procedure. That is a fact, and this is a procedure. Milk is first collected. This 1, 2 are very important, to be formed and PPs from nearby towns and villages, and then it is delivered to a large processing plant. After it is tested to be form plus PP, it is pasteurized at a temperature of 72 degrees Celsius. Further, it is cooled and packed. Double verbs, is cooled and packed and sold. There are 3 PPs, but to be formed is only 1. So, here further it is cooled and packed in poly bags. Finally, it is supplied to milk booths and sold and is sold. That is understood. How it should be read? Finally, it is supplied to milk booths and sold. This is the usual thing that happens. Okay. So, you have to be very careful while reading the texts. That is why I have been telling you to read the text carefully. See whether there is a passive voice or active voice. If the passive voice is used, why? And if you analyze all these things, then it would be easier for you to use passive form. Now, let us see one more example. Another, we have already seen present tense, but now let us take with the past event. All the students were taken, what has already happened, past tense, on a picnic to Nandi Hills, because we are very near to Nandi. They were asked to be formed plus PP to report at 9 a.m. The bus driver was instructed. Who instructed the bus driver? It is not important for us. The bus driver was instructed to drive cautiously. Finally, the bus left at 9:30 a.m. Paragraph is the mixture of active and passive voice. The students were warned not to do any monkish acts. Were asked, were warned not to do any monkish acts. You know all these things. Breakfast and lunch were served in Nandi Hills garden. They had a lot of fun and returned at 6 p.m. This is the event that had happened already. So, here we have used what? Most of the events are in passive voice, because that is what has been, what has gone. Then note here, in the above paragraph, we notice that The focus is on the course of the picnic. Action, matter, and the agent is not important. For example, I told you, the bus driver was instructed by the head teacher or by the principal or by the authorities. No, there is no need there. So, it is not important, but the emphasis is on the action itself. So, emphasis there. That is why we have to be very cautious when we are going to report the events. So, for that purpose, passive voice. What is the passive voice? It is the combination of to be form and the PP. We shall go to that later. Now, let us go back to our high school classes where teachers taught you how to change from AV to PV, because that is being taught from 5th standard or 8th standard for all these students, and you have got that question, change the following active voice, following sentences into passive voice. Have you not been doing it? Yes. What are the clues that your teacher has given? Here some clues. It is only to refresh your memory. You have all learnt it and all have been taught to you. Let us go back. The steps are object or action has to be brought first. If, for example, the boys eat gulab jamun. The boys eat gulab jamun, or the boys like gulab jamun. So, here like what? Gulab jamuns. So, those gulab jamuns have to be brought first. Object or the action has to be brought first. So, समझ में आ रहा है? This is very simple thing. For example, the fan gives me cool air. Cool air is given by the fan, like that. Gives what? So, the first object or action has to be brought first. Then be forms must be used depending upon the number of the object and tense of the verb in the sentence. So, you have to be cautious of two things. One, when you bring that object to the first, you have to bother about the number of the object and also the verb that is used in that particular sentence. The third one, what are for the second, this is a table for you to make it very clear. present में कितने हैं? Simple, present continuous, present perfect. And here present singular में क्या है? Am, is, to. Am is only for. I am praised by my students. He is liked by the Indians. Like that. So, plural are. All the teachers are blessed by Swami. All the teachers are blessed. PP. And in continuous, I am teaching you this topic. So, T is the I am teaching. This is the present continuous. Teaching what? This topic is being taught to you by the teacher. So, am is only for I. I am being blessed by God. I am being supervised by my principal. Like that. And in plural, that are being. Gaundis are building that complex, are building. Building what? Complex. Complex are being. In continuous form, you have to do these things. And in perfect, singular mein has been, plural have been. I have completed the task. Not I. Take any example. Mr. Gunderao has finished his topic, has finished his task. The task has been finished. Third, and plural have been. All the boys have been given the uniform. Have been. That is in plural. And here past singular mein it is was. The fan was repaired by the mechanic. Was repaired. The buses were brought to the scene by the police. Where? Was. And was being and were being, singular. I was watching, my mother was watching Mahabharata. Mahabharata was being watched by my mother. All the students were playing football. Football was being played. If the object is plural, this is were being. Okay. Then singular perfect mein had been and had been. Singular also had been, plural also had been. The tree had grown by the what? Timely rains, has grown a lot, had grown a lot. So had been. Then, and if you have, usually we don't have the future tense. English has future, but English has no no future tense. So all the teacher future tenses are being hinted by what? Present tense only. If for example PM will visit our campus next month. Will visit. PM is visiting our campus next month. See the future time, but that is being used in the present form. So all the future references are done by, indicated by, are described by only simple present tense, present continuous tense. And here if the models are there, the peon will ring the bell. Will ring. Will आया है. So we have to add only be. The peon will ring the bell. Will ring what? The bell. The bell will be rung. All the politicians should help the poor people. The poor people should be helped by. All the parents can give the fees next week. Fees can be paid. So when you have got will, shall, should, would, can, could, may, might, must, ought. If you have this, you have to add only be. So this is regarding the table and step number 2. Let us go to the step number 3. What is step? Past participle of the verb. So past participle, you should have all these things. Go, went, gone, write, wrote, written, come, came, come, sing, sang, sung, drink, drank, drank, whatever that comes the third position, that is past participle. And past participle is the pulse of passive voice. If at all you want to use passive voice, you should have what? The knowledge of what? Past participle of the verb. There are two kinds of verbs. One ed forms and another is different forms. For example, work, worked, worked. But you see, write, wrote, written. They are strong verbs and ed forms are weak verbs. Like that, you have to be careful and you should have that in your mind. And they have to be acquired, they have to be got. Then by plus est is optional. As I have told you in the previous examples, the college is closed, that is all. There is no need of by the principal, because only principal can do, not the peon, is it not? So, that is understood. So, it is optional. Now, we shall go throw some more light here. To change from active to passive voice, I am talking about the examples that are being given for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. If you have got younger brothers and sisters, you can help them with these clues. So, to change from active to passive voice, the sentences must be O positive. That is not the blood group, or you can say blood group of the sentence. For example, I see cinemas. See what? Cinemas. I sleep on the cot. Sleep what? So, that is O negative. There must be O positive. If you have got objects, then only you can change from active to passive voice. That is why I have made it what? O positive. O positive means what? Either direct or indirect object. There should be object. समझ में आया ना? Some sentences, there would be one object or two objects, direct object, indirect object, like that, you have got either this or that or both. What? Totally the sentence should be what? O positive. Then to find out direct object, I have given some very simple formula. What is that? How to find out the direct object? What of the verb? So, see how I have made it. V upon what? How to be read as what of the verb? If for example, my mother sings bhajans melodiously. Where is the verb here? Sings. Sings what? Bhajans. Yes, it is O positive. You can do it now. समझ में आया ना? And how to, and indirect object, how to get it? Whom of the verb. To be read as what? Whom of the verb. We upon whom. So, you have got how to test it. These are the tests. If you ask what of the verb, direct object, whom of the verb, indirect object. If you have got object, you can change from active to passive voice. Very simple thing. We shall discuss some examples here. Here, the PM rewarded National Citizens Award to Timmakka. You have already read it. Here there are rewarded what? The National Prizes Award. Direct object. Rewarded whom? Timmakka. So, you have got two objects. One is direct and another is indirect. That is why you have got two answers. If with the Timmakka was awarded the National Citizen Award by the PM. And the next one is National Citizen Award was awarded to Timmakka. If you give the importance to this main direct object, indirect object must be given with one tip. What is that tip? It is to. I think you have caught my point. Listen to this again. Okay. And here one more example I have given. In active voice, the principal distributed chocolates to all the students. Where is the verb? Distributed. Distributed what? Chocolates. Direct object. Distributed among whom? All the students. So you have got indirect object, direct object. First we shall have chocolates, because you like chocolates, you know. So that is direct object. Chocolates were distributed. Why I have brought were? Because distributed, the main verb is in what? Past tense. Past tense में क्या है वो? To be forms was and were. Chocolates are plural, so were distributed to all the students by the principal. It is either you can say or not, because they are concerned with the action, that is chocolates were distributed. By whom? Hara Hara Srichana Someshwara, whoever may be. So that is understood. And here all the students, again indirect object. So it is plural, students. So you have brought what? Were. And chocolates also plural, and this is also plural. Instead of that, you know, if you have got the student, to the student is what would have been? The student was. Singular में was, plural were. Okay. It is already table. Table is self-explanatory. You have to just sit on the chair and meditate upon what is there in the table. Now a few more examples. What is that? My younger brother likes apples. Where is the verb? Likes. Present simple. Present simple में क्या है? Am is are. Apples object are liked by my younger brother. So this is there, indicated like that. Second one, the Tatas are building that complex. Present continuous. What? That complex. That complex object is being built. Is being built. This has to be also underlined. Built is also. Is being built. Is being to be formed. Built is what? PP. By the Tatas. The children celebrated the mother's birthday. Present perfect tense. Past tense. The children celebrated what? The mother's birthday. The mother's birthday was celebrated by the children. So only to just cement you all those 4 items, steps, I have given examples. Sangeeta has finished the Hyderabad project. She is an engineer. She has finished. What is the tense? Has finished. Present perfect. Finished what? The Hyderabad project. The Hyderabad project has been. Go to that table. Has been finished by Sangeeta. And the next one, the senior citizens can eat 2 laddus. Can is there. Can eat what? 2 laddus. So 2 laddus can be. I have told you, they are all models. Can be. The third, eaten. Eat, ate, eaten. That is a nasal sound. Even if you eat tons, but you have to pronounce it as eaten by the senior citizens. Then Gautami will sing bhajans in the temple concert. So sing what? Bhajans. Bhajans will be. Third, sung in the temple concert by Gautami. Okay. I think if you go through that again, you will be perfect. Now assignment. Assignments are very simple. If for example, find some sentences where passive form has been used in the paragraphs you have studied. I have told you, when you go back to the paragraph, what is to be tested? Am, is, are, was, were, will be. If you find PP, that sentence is what? Passive voice. So, you can find out certain examples from the what? Paragraphs you have already read in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lessons. Now, fill in the blanks. Very, very simple. If for example, before the arrival of monsoon. So, this indicates what? What is the tense that is indicated? Present simple. So, what is that? You have to decide. Yes, in the bracket, you have to use simple present tense. Before the arrival of monsoon, pits. Pits is what? Plural. What is the to be form? Are. Dig, dig, dug, dug. Are dug. So, one blank, you should fill with 2 words. One, be form, go back to that table and bring the past participle of the gentleman. Did you get my point? So, here I have given you one example, you write the other one. Let us go to the second one, cream. So, it is the procedure. How that cream and milk, fat, all that, it is a procedure. Cream. Procedure means what? What is the tense? Present tense. Can you use past tense? Or you can say will be. Yes, there is no need, no need of will. So, it is what? Cream. It is singular. Present tense. Present tense singular. Am, is, are. Cream is singular. And what is that to be form? Is. And what is the PP of churn? Churn, churned, churned. What is that? Is cream is churned. Remember, you have to use 2 words for this blank. One is to be form and another is PP. And milk fat, what again? Got it? Yes. Then the last one. Now we are going to the what? Past tense sample. Last Sunday. What is the tense you are going to use? Past tense. All my relatives visited Sathya Sai Grama campus. They. Past tense. They plural है. Past tense में क्या है? Was and were. What do you bring here? Where. First word. Allow, allowed, allowed. They were allowed to see the important spots. Like that, you have to use what? Past tense form. So, you take some interest, then you will get thousands of examples you can do. Now, what is that last item? One thing I want to, before thanking you. So, this is very simple, in the simplest terms I have explained. Go back to your life's experiences, where I should use passive voice, where I should use active voice. Is it not? I have eaten all the laddus in the dabba, then your mother will beat you. So, what is that? Laddus are eaten by nobody knows. So, like that, you have to use the word, the voice intelligently and meaningfully. All the best. Thank you.